Okay. Baby, I look fat.
It, but you ain't living like that. The Porsche costs 100, this is twice that. Flooded on my diamonds, falling spring. Back in Oakland, I'm a king. I know I'm Aussie is a ting.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I have my beautiful wife, Jennifer. Yes, said it, my wife. In the last video, which I posted, you guys saw me giving you guys a life update on what's happened in the last 6 months and how basically the last 6 months have been more like 6 years. And the reason why is because my life has pretty much changed dramatically. And one of those changes for the better was actually meeting Jennifer.
Yes.
And in this video, I wanted to quickly have Jennifer on here and honestly just talk about how we met and why we got married in such a short period of time after dating for only a few months. Because I think that sharing that with you guys would kind of give you some perspective on other people's relationships, but also maybe how life will always give you what you want, but not when you want it or how you expect it to go. And it'll cause you to make decisions that are going to be life-changing. And this was a huge life-changing decision, obviously, but I wanted to share this with you, this moment, and then us talking about how we met, why we got married and all that stuff to give you some perspective in your life if you're going through a relationship maybe that you're not happy with, or maybe if you're just single right now and you're just ready to mingle but you just haven't met the one yet and you're kind of giving up because you just think that she's not out there. And it's crazy, but you know, last December, I'll show you guys some video footage of this and then we'll get into it, but last December I wrote down exactly what I wanted in my dream girl, right? I wrote down a list of like 30 plus things of everything I wanted. And I learned this exercise from Coach Corey Wayne in his book, How to Be a 3% Man, which I made a video on, which you can click the link somewhere around this video, maybe on this side or this side in a card. Go check it out. He talks about how you want to use this dream girl exercise, or, you know, basically what it is you write down exactly what you're looking for in the girl that you want to date, the girl you want to just hook up with, or the girl that you want to marry, right? In my case, I was, you know, I made a video on this too where I called No Fap, Semen Retention, and Wet Dreams. And I was talking about how I was going on a 90-day sprint, just dating like crazy and meeting a ton of girls because I was looking for the girl that I wanted to share the rest of my life with. I was on a purpose and a mission to meet a girl that I could see myself, you know, spending a lot of time with, that I could share these moments with. So I was doing all that to meet her. But throughout that process, I did this exercise twice. And because you're going to keep evolving it on different experiences, right? And so what I did through this book was I wrote down everything I wanted in my dream girl. I had like 30 plus things. Then I wrote down what I didn't want. And that only was like maybe like 12 or 15 things.
No.
It was like 12 or 15.
It was 30.
30 things I didn't want?
Yeah, it was a lot.
I'm gonna show the journal, so they're gonna see
picky.
it. No, picky with what I wanted, yeah.
Yeah.
But what I didn't want was just like, you know.
No, also that.
No, I mean, it was basically like a girl that's like complainer, you know, that is like criticizing other people, that just doesn't get along with other, like that kind of stuff. And I'll show that on the screen right now.
Also physics.
Physical for sure, yeah. I mean, like I literally wrote down 5'2" to 5'6", dark brown, like curly but also straight hair, right? I wrote down brown, hazelish colored eyes, and can dance, can speak Spanish, because I've always wanted to learn Spanish because my family's Hispanic, right? And I never really learned it the proper way. You know, hourglass body. Works out, eats healthy, lives an active lifestyle, because as we know, we focus on health and fitness on this channel as well, personal development. So I wanted a girl who also listens to podcasts, reads books, all that stuff. I wrote all that down. And what I did was I circled my top 10 things that I was looking for that I couldn't like live without. Like, this girl has to have at least these top 10 things. So what I did was I took that the list of like 30 plus of what I wanted, narrowed it down to my top 10 things, and then I just focused on the top 10, because not everybody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Like, you can only get so much of one person, and you have to live with, like, accept their flaws as well, because we're all flawed human beings, right? We're not perfect. So anyways, I did that, narrowed it down to my top 10, and then the next step, which I learned from the book, How to Be a 3% Man, was write a love letter. And so I wrote a love letter as if I already had this girl, even though I hadn't met her yet. And so, like, I imagined that I had her and what that relationship would be like. And so I wrote like a 1-page love letter, which I'll show you on the screen as well. And it was as if I had her already. And I would read that letter once about a week. And I would look at my goal board. And on my goal board, I'll show you a picture as well. I had my top 10 things I was looking for. So when I was going through those dates with the other girls and like going on dates and like talking to girls, I was like easy to qualify who was a fit and who wasn't. So it was like I was laser focused on what I wanted. So that gave me the clarity of what exactly I was looking for. Because let me ask you a question, right? If you're looking for a girl that you want to date or a guy that you want to date, but you don't know what you're looking for, you're gonna go on dates with tons of people. Like, how many dates have you been on and you were like, that was a waste of time?
How many dates?
Yeah, I mean, like, how many times have you like felt like, wow, if I just knew that this person was like this, I wouldn't have even gone with them. Like, I wouldn't even gone on with them, right?
Like 1 year almost.
Yeah, that's right. It's like,
well, I didn't do like a lot of dates. That's the thing. Like, I didn't date a lot of people, but of course because I didn't know what I wanted. I was just like settling down.
Yeah,
with
settling.
anything.
Settling. Yeah. Settling, and that's what most people do, and that's what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to settle for just any girl. I wanted to settle for the girl I wanted, and that's exactly why I took this like in a formulaic process. I read the book and I did all the things because I knew that it's happened to me before in my life in other areas, like not just with like dating or relationships, but it's happened to me with my fitness, my goals, like even my business. I wrote all this stuff down before, and I would look at it and I would meditate on it and I would just focus on it, and then eventually it would happen. And so this same exercise that you're gonna do that I just showed you can help you not only meet, the girl of your dreams and possibly get married, but also in other areas of your life with your health and fitness, for the body you want, for the dream job you want, for that business you always want to start, and that amount of money you want to make. And so anyways, I did that, wrote the love letter, and it's crazy how life works, but literally as if like clockwork, 2 months later, I went on my first date with Jennifer. And so now I want to pass the floor over to Jennifer and have her kind of explain, like, talk about how like we first met and what it was like and that experience.
So basically you were like my first blind date, because I never went in blind dates before.
It's a good blind date, you know what I'm saying?
I was always like, oh, it's the friend of my friend, or it's like the cousin or whatever. So
you would always get hooked up with like people that knew other people. Yeah,
or it was probably like a coworker, I don't know, like, but it was never like a blind date. Like, I never knew this person before, so I was very nervous. And also because how it, like, everything, it was my cousin, she did a profile of Tinder, because I didn't have the phone, right? The how to register. You have to have a phone number of US, which I didn't have.
So Jennifer's from Colombia, guys.
Oh, yeah.
You should have probably prephrased that. Tell them about you. Tell them exactly why.
Yeah. So Stephanie, I was like, I want to meet people, but I didn't want to. But
before
meet
this, you moved.
What?
You just moved here, right?
I got here in February, the end of February. And
so you were just like 2 months fresh into Arizona.
I think 1 month.
Yeah, 1 month.
Not even. It was like 1 month.
So you just got here and you're like, let me just meet a guy.
No, I didn't came in that plan, because what I wanted to do is like search for friends, I think. Or because I always wanted to invite my cousins to go out and everything, and they were always a little bit busy. So they were like, you know what, you should get some friends. And I'm like, well, I don't know how to get friends, because I was not working, I was not in college, I was not like in that environment of knowing people easily. So that's why she's like, oh, why don't we do like a Tinder thing? And I was like, I don't know about that, like, I don't believe in that. I don't like that.
Online dating, like, what if the guy's a creep or something like that? You never know. So she's like, no, well, probably, I don't know, probably you can meet a friend or whatever. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's true. So yeah, like Bumble BFF or whatever. You can use Bumble to meet friends and stuff.
Oh yeah?
It's mainly for chicks, but
I didn't know that. So she did that for me very quick, and it's so funny. Because I never use it. Like, I was always watching like a series with her, because we were actually on the same room. So I was literally watching the TV, and I was swiping like this. and not even paying attention to
Yes,
the
to
guys.
everybody? You were swiping
Oh
yes?
no, like no. And then when I was looking, it was like, oh hell no, and I'm like no. And then I was like looking at the, and she's like, are you even looking? I'm like, no. So she's like, you're not using it correctly. Like you should pay attention to it. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I was not comfortable with it. But then your message came. So Brian messaged me on Instagram saying like, hey, I saw it was a video, no?
Yeah,
it was
I
a
sent you a video. So what I did was I saw her, okay? So I saw her over, it was like on Tinder, and she had her Instagram profile on her Tinder bio. And so I was like, look, the chances of us matching and like the chances of her seeing my profile with all the other profiles is like pretty rare, right? And this girl looks pretty cute. So she seems like she's like my type because I knew what I was looking for, right? From before. I knew exactly what I was looking for. The exact description of the physical looks, but also the values. And I was like, this girl looks like a fun time. So I saw her profile and I was like, yeah, fun time. So I looked at her, I saw her profile, saw her Instagram, and I said, okay, I'm just gonna follow her on Instagram.
Yeah.
And at the time, I would follow her on Instagram, and when she followed me back, that's when I was like, okay, game on, you know?
Yeah.
So there's interest there because I knew if she because my profile on my Instagram is public. You guys can follow me right now and you can see all my stuff, right? It's not private. So I knew if she can just go through my profile, she already has access to it. But if she chooses to follow me, there's some interest there. So when she followed me and I saw that, I immediately sent her a video via Instagram, just selfie style, like, what did I say?
You said something like, hey, so I came across with your profile, you look kind of cute, I want to see if you're cool or not, so why won't we just hang out for some drinks? And I'm like, interesting. You know,
it was a lot smoother than that. It was something.
No,
it was a lot smoother than
I want
that.
to know if you're cool. It was just
Yeah, for sure.
He made me laugh when he said that. And I'm like, that's so weird. I never hear a guy saying, I want to know if you're cool or not.
Yeah. So what happened after you got that video?
So of course I told Steph. No, I was like,
Steph's your cousin, by the way.
My cousin. I'm like, okay, so this is so weird. He sent me this and whatever. And my cousins literally stalk him.
Stalked me?
Yeah, they stalk you. They were like searching your Instagram. He's like, he's cute. Oh, he looks cute. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. So I was like, let's go out. Yeah. And then you're
keep going.
Yeah, and you were like, and that's it. I mean, then here comes the fun part. I think the phone number.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, go about that.
Okay, so
she DM'd me back with the video, guys. She sent me a video back, and I was like, immediately it caught my attention because I was like, okay, this girl sent me a video. So I'm like messing with the camera here because, anyways, she sent me a video back.
Yeah.
And I immediately heard the accent. So obviously she has a pretty easy to hear accent that's not just fluent like, American, right? She's from Colombia, which was perfect because I was like, this girl has to speak Spanish. So she was speaking in English to me, but I could hear her accent. I was like, oh, this is cool. And she was smiling. I could tell she had an awesome personality. I was like, okay. So I don't know what you said back, but
I don't remember either. But I think it was.
I think you basically said, let's hang out or something like that. And so I asked for the number, and then she goes, just give me your number. And normally I wouldn't give a girl my number because that's kind of a way for I'll text you. It's it's like a power move,
It's like when you go to a job interview. It's like don't call us, we call you.
We'll call you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just got done doing yoga with actually my mom, and I was like pretty relaxed, pretty confident, and I was just like, whatever. I sent her my number. I was like, whatever. There's no reason she's not gonna text me because, Anyways. And no, but so I gave her my number, and then I didn't hear anything for 3 days. I didn't get a text, didn't get a call, didn't get nothing. And I was like, it's kind of weird.
And we didn't text either by Instagram anymore.
Yeah.
It got standby after the number,
But she was watching my stories. I will say that. And I got...
You too.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So I was just like, this is weird. She's watching my stories. I mean, what's going on? And so anyways, then I realized, well, she's probably not from America, because here's why. A few months before this, I actually had a client of mine for my agency that said, hey dude, he emailed me and goes, hey dude, I messaged you on WhatsApp like 5 days ago. I didn't get a reply. And I was like, WhatsApp? I don't use WhatsApp. And I remembered like a few years back, I created a profile, and I was like, I logged into it real quick, recovered the password, saw that he messaged me, and I was like, wow, yeah, I guess he did. And so anyways, I deleted it after that.
Yeah.
So I didn't have WhatsApp on my phone at all. And then I was literally driving in my car on the highway, and I was like, thinking about it, I was like, why doesn't she text me back?
Yeah.
And then I was like, she probably messaged me on WhatsApp. So I downloaded WhatsApp again, and then sure enough, boom, new message request,
Yes.
random number, and it was from Jennifer.
Yeah, so I didn't have a number, cell phone, like from here. So everything I still have from Colombia, and we use a lot WhatsApp. Like it's like, I don't know, it's just our channel to communicate a lot. So
it's like internationally and like just
yeah,
other countries and stuff.
Exactly. So we use WhatsApp. I still use WhatsApp actually for my parents and everything. So so funny because when he told me like, oh, give me your number.
Yeah.
I was like, no, because it's just too much work for him to add me, because for example, when my family was trying to add me, my family from here were trying to add me, they were like, I cannot do it, like my iPhone doesn't recognize your number, whatever. So I was like, I know the hustle, so that's why I was like,
the struggle.
the struggle. The struggle. So I was like, just give me
hustle to get the number.
So I was like, just give me yours and I'll just add you, because I already know how. So
yeah, because you knew it was gonna be complicated or like whatever.
I don't know. So I was like, and also because I knew he was going to use text message.
Oh yeah,
I don't use text.
Yeah,
message.
I would have texted you for
exactly. So it will never come, because my
international number or whatever
will not work. So so what happened is that literally he gave me his number, I saved it, and
you went to WhatsApp.
I went to WhatsApp right away, and I said like, hey, this is Jen, this is my number, save me. It was super simple, my text message.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I got ghost by 4 days, I think.
3 days.
3 days it passed.
So
and
she
he didn't reply.
She thought I was ghosting her.
Because your profile was active, like it looked like.
I didn't even have the app on my phone, which is crazy. So she thought I was ghosting her.
Yeah.
And because she messaged me, right? And then I thought she was ghosting me, because I was like, why didn't she text me? And then when I downloaded WhatsApp, I saw that she messaged me that same day after I gave her my number, just like she said. And so I sent you a voice message, and I was like,
yeah, telling me that story.
I was like, hey, what's up, Jennifer? So I just saw your message, and then I told her the story we just shared with you guys. Mm-hmm. And so anyways, long story short, set up the first date, and I told you where to meet me for the date.
Oh yeah.
I told her to meet me at this really cool spot.
I think, was it Postino's?
Postino's.
I think it was Postino's.
Yeah, and then she didn't reply for like a day. And then this was like maybe 24 hours before the date. Because she said, yeah, let's do it. And then she didn't reply like 24 hours before the date. And then she goes, I'm just trying to find a ride.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, okay. I'll just pick you up. Because I was like, look, I don't mind picking a girl up the first date, And so
okay,
I said I would pick her up before I knew where she lived. I was like, she couldn't possibly live anywhere crazy, because my meeting distance on Tinder wasn't like that far. It was like, I don't know, something light. But then I was like, where do you live? Send me your address. I'll pick you up tomorrow night at like 7 before, the
7.
date.
He said 7.
Yeah.
And after he saw the address, he's like, let's make it 6:30.
Yeah, because it was gonna take a while. So she lived in Avondale. I'm in Scottsdale. Avondale from Scottsdale was like 40 minutes. 40 minutes.
I think
and so I saw the address, and I remember looking at Jared, who was sitting right next to me at the time. Jared, and he was like, I was like, dude, she lives like 40 minutes away. And I looked at him, and he's like, commit first, figure the rest out later, bro. And I was like, yup. So I ended up telling her, yeah, let's meet. Like, I'll come over 30 minutes before because it's gonna take a while. So I drove to her place the next day, and I get there, right? I'm driving up. I'm like 20 minutes early, actually.
No, but before that. So what happened is that when he told me the address and like let's meet up, I was like, I mean, I can tell my cousins to like take me over there and then
you were trying to find a ride?
Yeah, just find like the ride and everything. But literally, they were busy. They were like in their own world. So I was like, I think I have to cancel. Or I think I have to tell him like I can't. So that's why I told him like I don't find a ride. So it was a test, of course. It's just a simple test, you know. Because if the guy says like, okay, well let's arrange later, that's not the one. But if the guy says, okay, well let me pick you up, that's some points, you know.
Yeah.
So when you said like, okay, well let me pick you up. So funny thing is that I was actually nervous when I sent the address because I knew that it was kind of far. So I was like, I was with my cousin and was like, and I'm like, Steph, I don't think he's gonna come. I don't think he's gonna come. I think he's gonna cancel. I think he's gonna just say like, oh, you know what? Let's meet another day. I don't know. But it's so funny. But he did say like, okay, yeah, let's meet up. And I'm like, okay, let's do it.
So I said I was gonna pick her up, and I also knew like the dating's different in different countries, right? Like
Yeah.
people expect different things. Like here in America, it's a little bit more laid back, not as formal, not as like respected, like gentleman, right? It's not really kind of a thing anymore, you know, for the most part, especially like in the younger age, right?
Yeah.
But I knew like just from experience, like Hispanic, you know, like more like Colombian culture is more formal. They want you to kind of roll out the red carpet for them. And so when she sent me her address, I was like, yeah, I'll just pick you up. So I just committed. And so I didn't text her before I came. I didn't call her before I started driving over. I didn't text her at all. I said I was going to pick her up, so I'm going to come pick you up. I'm not going to, you know, call and confirm and say, hey, I'm coming over. Hey, I'm coming, right? It's like, I'm just going to come because I told you I was going to come. And she was probably like, oh, he's not going to come.
Yeah.
And then, so I get there like 20 minutes early to her place. Keep in mind, I've never been over there to Avondale before. It's so far away. I'm in a random neighborhood, never been. One of the street lights is all glitching out and stuff. It's kind of sketch.
It's actually pretty. It had a lake and everything.
It was nighttime, so I couldn't see the lake.
Okay.
Anyways, I get outside the front door, and then it's like, I call her. I say, hey, I'm outside. She goes, oh, you're here? I was like, yeah. She goes, okay, I'll be out there in a second. And so I'm waiting, you know. And
not that much.
Street lights kind of glitching out. I'm just like...
You're describing it like a ghetto zone.
40 minutes away, you know. So anyways, I was a little bit nervous, not gonna lie, because like I was like, well, I don't know, you know, hopefully it's really her, and hopefully she doesn't set me up or kill me or anything. Because guys get nervous too on blind dates. It's not just girls, right? It could be a sting operation where she gets some group of guys to jump me. And here's the funny part: I started having these feelings, and then I see the front door open.
Okay, no. Just before that. Meanwhile, when he told me, so that's the thing. Yes, that's true. Like normally when we're gonna go on a date, an appointment, or I don't know, just like a meeting, whatever. So we do say like we're on our way. Meet you over there. Like we confirm,
yeah.
Because I don't know. Sometimes we're late. Just sometimes.
Yeah.
So he didn't reply. He didn't send me nothing. So I was like, I was getting ready, but at the same time I wasn't. I was like putting makeup on, while I was watching TV, and then I was like laying back, and then I'm like, okay, you know, because he didn't text me nothing. So I was like, is he coming? I'm not gonna text him. So I'm like, is he coming or not?
Suspense is killing her, I guess. You know?
But then but I was actually almost ready. So he did tell me like, yeah, I'm here. So I didn't want it to go out. I was so nervous that I was like, Steph, I don't want to go out. I was super ready, and my hair, my makeup, and everything, my clothes. And I was there, and I was like, I don't want to go out. And they're like, go. And I'm like, I don't want to go out. So what they did...
and it wasn't just Steph. It was a few other.
Yeah,
cousins.
exactly. So it was in total 3 cousins there. So
they ended up coming out with her. So the door opens. I'm looking over, and I see the door open. So I get out of my car to like open the door for her. Be a gentleman, right? Because I've always opened the door for you know, for the girl, right? That's just how I was raised. So I get out of my car, and then I see like what looks like 3 dudes and like another girl come out, like 5 people total, and I'm like. Well, this is gonna be interesting. And so I go to the other side of my car, which is the passenger side door, which is facing the side of her front door.
Yeah.
And I see 3 dudes, or like 2 dudes. It was just Brandon and Brian, right?
Yeah.
So it's 2 dudes and 1 girl, and they go to like the driveway, which is over here.
Yeah.
So I'm right here waiting, and then I just see 1 girl coming up to me, and so I'm like keeping an eye, like peripheral on them, like looking at them.
Just in case.
And then I just see someone coming closer and closer and closer, and then what happened?
Okay, so my cousins actually came out of the house because one of them were leaving because he didn't live with us.
Yeah, sure he was. He was leaving at that time.
But at the same time, my cousins that they live with me, they were like, "Yeah, let's go out. All of us. Let's go out. Let's go out, all of us, so we can check out the guy.
Let's all go out.
Let's all go out to check the guy because they were not concerned, but they were.
Yeah, I wanted to make
always,
sure
right?
that you're safe and wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So that made me laugh, right? That made me like not that much nervous and so on. So I was a little bit more relaxed. So that's what when I came, like walking towards you, I was like kind of like smiling and whatever. A little bit embarrassed because I was like, oh my god, I'm 26 and they're like walking.
You were 25 at the time.
Oh yeah, 25.
We're both 26 now.
Yeah,
We met when we were 25.
And so on.
Which is just a few short months ago. I act like it was a long ago.
Yeah, I'm older.
No, yeah. So she
And
comes.
then-
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw you. I don't know. It was super.
We locked eyes, guys.
Yeah, we did.
We literally, it was honestly like a movie, to be honest. We locked
Yeah, we
eyes,
did.
and she was smiling already because she was kind of laughing
Yeah.
or whatever. I think she was also smiling because she realized.
Come on.
And then she was like, "Hi."
Yeah,
And then
I told him
that
first
high,
hi.
like that high that she said,
Yeah.
like really like kind of like surprised me a little bit because her smile, the way she was dressed, like I was like, wow, she's a lot more beautiful in person than she was on her pictures and even on her video.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hi, and I started smiling, and then I was like, you ready or something like that, and then
Yeah.
she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
let's
just
go.
opened the car door, got in the car, and then when we got in the car, we started driving. It was just like easy,
Super easy.
It was just like we almost knew each other.
Yeah.
It was, and then like, one of the first things she asked me is like, do you speak like hablas español?
Español?
And I was like, un poco, sí, sí. Pero I was like, because I was really bad,
Yeah.
really
Not
like,
bad, but.
I just had, I
yeah.
couldn't respond. I knew I could understand a little bit, but I couldn't respond much
Yeah.
at all. Like now, been practicing Spanish,
Yeah.
right? been doing pretty good. We've been talking in Spanish more, and so anyways, like we started talking like where she's from, and then she told me she just moved from Colombia, and I was like, what? That's
Yeah.
crazy. And so like that was her first like blind date ever, and yeah.
Then we started talking about movies.
Movies.
and just
Yeah,
a
that was
lot.
just in the car drive alone because it was a
Yeah.
40 minute drive to get there, 40-minute drive
Oh
to
my
get.
God, yeah.
Yeah,
We
so-
were I mean, for example, for me, what I put in my mind, because it was like my first blind date and everything, I was like, okay, Jan, try to not have like a awkward silence, because I mean, I've seen that like in movies and whatever, or like people like a reference, and they're like, if there's an awkward silence, like that's so weird. And I'm like, okay, so what I'm gonna do is that I'm just gonna bring topic and topic after topic, so we never like shut up.
It was awesome because I was asking her questions and
Yeah.
she was just like talking, but like I loved listening because I was genuinely curious. And that's why I was asking her the questions. And the fact that she could keep answering questions but also ask me questions, and we were
Yeah.
just vibing back and forth, that's like awesome because like she was saying, like sometimes there's those awkward silences on dates, and it's just like
Oh, it's just
people
like,
get uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and then you feel like you have to say something because it's awkward, right? But for me, I don't even think about that stuff, and Jennifer doesn't either. So that's why it's like, or even if we're thinking about it, we always want to, like, the reason why I marry these girls, because like we're both the same person, except she's just the opposite of me. She wants to like please other people to make them happy because she wants them to have a good time, just like I'm the same
Yeah.
way. I want to help other people have a good time because if they're having a good time, I'm having a good time. Then it's a vibe, and so
Yeah.
that was just the vibe we were having, and we immediately recognized that as if we just knew each other so much already.
Yes, I felt so comfortable. I felt like I knew him before. Like I was like,